My sweet sister, please don't you mourn no more. Best beware not to get lost in your past. From this life we lead to the blood we bleed. Let us all up and let us all sing aloud. Everybody get ready. It's what the people are shouting. Join in this jubilee. Somebody once told me that one day we'll be singing in one great big harmony.
Okay, we are live and we are recording, and it's day after our election, and I think there were a lot of people caught off guard with with the candidate that won. So congratulations to Donald Trump, and hopefully we can all come together as a nation and, like he said, make America great again. Jeff, I didn't mean to get political on you, but I just wanted to let everybody know we are live. And this is 10 fun things you can do with Jeffrey Evans' new YouTube Interlinker. Number one, our first strategy that we're going to talk about, and this is the core of the software, is you build a link wheel inside of YouTube. And basically, if you don't know what a link wheel is, it is a URL pointed to another URL pointed to another, and this is a link wheel right here. And almost all link wheels, you can put a money site in it. So you could have all these videos pointing to the money site, or you could just have a few of them. And Jeff's software does this automatically for you. And I used to go into YouTube and actually connect. I would put this video URL, I would paste it on the description here, and then make sure it's all pointing to one money site. And then I would go down to this video and paste this URL onto this video. And then I would come over here and I would do the same thing, just making a complete loop. And I forgot to ask, I want to make sure that everybody can hear us okay. Give me one if you can hear us. Okay, I think we're getting a lot of ones in there. Perfect. Sometimes I lose my question box. It just goes, okay. So Interlinker, it can build link wheels by adding the previous YouTube video URL in your channel or playlist to the bottom of the description of the next video in the list. So just imagine this is a list of videos. And it can add your money site to the Interlinker, and it puts the money site at the top of the description of each video in your list. Is this right, Jeff? Am I explaining it correctly?
You're explaining it correctly, but I think there's one piece that you haven't really hit, and that is, as I see your list go around, you look at this and you think of this as being, say, the videos in a single channel, and that's normally how we would do this, right? But now with this software, we've given ourselves the capability that we can do it either within a single channel, we can do it within a playlist in the channel, we can do it across channels, and we can do it across YouTube accounts.
And that's very important. Yeah, I left that part off. Is you can jump YouTube accounts also, and this is where it gets really where you're building the link juice is coming in. If you have, I have two channels that have a lot of views, some viral videos on them. One is my VidPenguin channel, and one is Video Leads Machine. So those are kind of my protected channels. They're all inside of one YouTube account. But I also have some of these minion accounts that have YouTubes in there that I can use those as well. So this is, yeah, that's a great point. I left that out, is you can use the authority of your own accounts or somebody else's accounts. And we'll talk about that later in some other strategies. So this is the first strategy, just building a basic link wheel with money sites. And give me if you've never seen Interlinker, you may be new on this webinar. If you've never seen Interlinker, give me a question mark. And if I have enough question marks, let's look at the software itself real quick. Okay. I think everybody has seen Interlinker, but just in case, let's bring it up real quick. Here's what it looks like. And when Jeff was talking about login, emails, passwords, and the channel, you put your YouTube email and the password, and then the channel. So like under one of my YouTube accounts, I have 20 different channels. So I could use all 20, same email, same password, or I can jump and do another email password to another YouTube account I have. This is where you put your money URL right in here, and this would be at the top of the description when it's building the link wheel. Okay? And that's where you put your money video URL. And it could be a video URL, or it could be your own website URL. And that's what's important. Wherever you want to send traffic or send link juice, as we call it, put it right here. And we have a link wheel open and closed, and then we have video type. You can also change the video type, which we'll talk about in our strategies. Jeff, before we go any further, can you tell me the difference between an open and closed link wheel?
A closed link wheel will take the very last video and it will link it to the very first video. And an open link wheel will leave that open, so it's not a completed circle.
And when would you use each of them?
Well, you know, when we talk about SEO, right, there's 150 different beliefs. And so if you take a look at your diagram where it goes all the way around, right, some people believe that breaking that link wheel at one point will leave things a bit more powerful, depending. And so another time you might do that is, let's say that you wanted to channel that juice and you wanted it to stop at a particular video, all right? Or you've gone out and you've created a bunch of different link wheels, and you want those link wheels to sum up to a single video, say your money site as the last one in the link wheel. Another piece of this, and I've read through all of your strategies, okay, is that remember, you can go and you can change manually any piece of this you wanted, right? So you could go and say, I've got this massive link wheel and all of this going, and I could get to my last video and just remove any further movement, remove all other links except my money site URL. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that's effectively what open your link wheel would do.
And basically you're just putting text inside of the link, inside of the YouTube video description. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So you can edit the text, you can change it, but this does it automatically for you. And that's what I got really excited about, was when you have 200-300 videos, doing this by hand will take you all day long with distractions, Facebook, calls coming in, and sometimes you screw up the URL, which I know that from firsthand experience. Okay, so let's get going on the strategies here. I hope everybody understands this. Yeah, Jeff, this is a great question. And does embedding your YouTube video on multiple sites help rank your video higher in YouTube?
Does
Yes.
embedding your video on multiple sites? Yes, I would think so.
Yes, that definitely helps. Okay, don't hide behind proxies. This is not necessarily a strategy. This is a best use scenario. You want to use your best channels to do this video linking strategy. You don't want to hide behind proxies because you don't want YouTube looking at it as something fishy is going on. You want YouTube seeing this as above board. In fact, I would even turn off my WebRTC, or I would disable the WebRTC shield. YouTube favors active channels with fresh uploads over seldom used channels. I know this from firsthand, is when you go in and you start trying to kind of black hat stuff with some YouTube channels you haven't been in a long time, and you're dropping one video in and you're trying to rank, it's not going to work. But when you start dropping in normal videos, either through live stream uploads or through a manual upload process, or even the YouTube editor, in very active channels, YouTube loves you. They give you ranking power. Now, that's one of the ways that I do launch jacking, is I use channels that I use all the time. Me personally, I'm going to use my most popular and aged channels that I can use constantly to upload videos on a regular basis. So that's my strategy. Jeff, do you want to add anything to that?
Just a little bit, and that is, I'm sure a lot of your customers, and probably most of them that are on this webinar, have Livestream Genius. And if you do, then you know Michael Bogues, right? Michael does all of his work, and we're talking thousands of videos, and I don't know how many different accounts, etc., from a single IP. So this is one of those few times that we're not trying to hide from Google or YouTube what it is we're doing. Okay.
And so, to answer one of the questions, would you use this with Browsio? No. This is just straight off your desktop. And Jeff, does this work with a Mac?
No.
Okay. So PC only.
I haven't tested it through Parallels. I don't guarantee that it will work through a Mac.
Okay.
There's no need. There's no need to go through Browsio. You do have to get your YouTube to work on whatever IP that you're coming from, right?
Right.
But that's it.
And that way, when you're logging in with your user ID and password, they're not putting up any restrictions. Sometimes when you're using proxies, you're going to get caught logging in from different proxies. They may require you to do a phone verify or some other verification. So anyway, strategy 3, do a surprise attack on launch day. You mentioned something on our last webinar that I just picked up on. I think there are a few people that picked up on it, is you could go out. Now, I'm going to go through this kind of slow because I want you to focus on this. You can pre-build a launch jacking link wheel using Interlinker and change the status of all the videos in the group to unlisted. Okay? So that you can do two things here. Build your link wheel, change them to unlisted. And in fact, you can upload them as unlisted and you don't even have to go in and change. So you're going to have a launch jacking video that you upload as unlisted, and then you go in and you build a link wheel with the money site being that video, that launch jacking video. Okay? Then on launch day, use Interlinker to automatically change the status to public. Very easy to do. You got your username, email, and your channels. Hit them all as public, and it opens up that launch jacking video. And at the same time, you're hitting it with VidPenguin. So it keeps your competition from knowing what videos you're going to be using to rank on Google for the launch jacking. So you could have multiple launch jacking videos all going off at the same time as being public and running your link wheel, running VidPenguin, even doing a press release if you have to, or doing some GSA links or using SendWire. Is you can do it all at the same time, but you can already go ahead and preload your videos, which helps if you got 2 or 3 videos and you're trying to do everything all at one time. This helps is you could stage it early on. I hope all this makes sense. Give me a 1 if this strategy makes sense to you. Okay, I got a lot of 1s coming in. Cool. Okay.
And David, the thing is that, you know, no matter how many videos you put up, you know, how many different ones you set up to be, you know, the equivalent of a money site video, you know, the ones you expect to get sales, you can have tons and tons of stuff backing that up. And if you come in, say, 4 or 5 hours before launch time, and you release all of that, you don't give your competition time to react to what you've done. First, they have to figure it out. Then they see where did this guy come from? I've been ranked here. I was holding this position, and all of a sudden he's out of nowhere, right? And it is, I know because it's happened to me, it's demoralizing. But it just, you know, now what's the guy got to do? Is he going to go out and put up 1,000 videos? Does he have the time? So you've had 3 weeks to get ahead of him.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, and let me add to it is, if you're doing this seriously, you're using some type of YouTube spy tools, and I have preached this from day one. To rank number 1, all you have to be is a little bit better than number 2. That's all you have to do to be number 1 is be a little bit better than number 2. And if you've done all your YouTube spying, you've done your research like we've taught in all the training, and you've seen this video up for 2 or 3 weeks, and you're ranking just above it, and then all of a sudden, the day of the launch, you have 5 other people that pop up or 5 other videos. Well, you can't compete with that. So it's a sneaky way to do launch jacking, especially on these smaller launches. But I'm definitely going to be using this one strategy to dominate a small launch. And you know, I don't go after the mega launches all the time. I go after a lot of the small launches where I know that I can do a review video or a how-to video or a exclusive bonus video. So anyway, keep this in mind. This is strategy number 3.
You know,
Okay.
Damon, I was as I was listening to you, and you were talking about being just a little bit better. It reminded me of the story that Market Samurai tells regarding that, and it's always a good thing to keep in mind. They say there's 2 guys out on the plains of Africa, right? And they're walking along with their packs, and one other guy looks out, and in the distance he sees a lion, and the lion's walking towards him, and his friend sees it, and he says, "What are we going to do?" And the first guy starts taking off his boots and goes into his pack, and he's putting his sneakers on. And the other guy says, "You don't think you're going to run faster than that lion, do you?" He says, "No, I don't have to run faster than the lion. I just have to run a little bit faster than you."
I like it. Very, very true. That's all there is about ranking videos. You just have to have your sneakers on and run faster than the other guy. Strategy number 4: get your most popular videos to help rank your new videos. Okay, so use the power of your most viewed, your viral videos, the ones that have. You may have some videos that have 100 or 1,000 or tens of thousands of views on them. Use those. They're probably sitting out there not doing much except getting views. Use them in your link wheel. Add them to the viral playlist. And this is the neat thing, is Jeff has set this up with playlists now, so you can go into that viral video and create another playlist called just viral videos. And then you can use just the videos that you want selectively in that channel, just by tagging them all to it, and you could have multiple playlists per video. So this is a neat little strategy to use, is while those popular or viral videos are sitting out there, get them to help you rank. Kenneth, we're going to go over that. That is actually a strategy that we're going to talk about. Okay, Jeff, do you have anything more to add to this strategy?
Nope, you got it.
Okay. Time for funny Creative Commons videos. These two videos, I think I found this one too. These two videos are in Creative Commons. And all I've typed in was funny cat video and funny dog video. And these are really fun to watch here. And they're in Creative Commons. So what you do is you can go in and quickly use your YouTube editor to copy some funny viral videos that you can find in a Creative Commons. You don't have to do anything to them. You could add your own music. You could put a link on there if you want. Put a short description like, hey, this is a great funny cat video. And you know, use your standard trying to, you know, get a optimized description. You don't want to spend a lot of time because all you're doing is you're building a playlist of funny viral videos. Now, these are not niche related, they're just funny videos that people would watch. And now you have a playlist called Funny Viral Videos. Okay? And then inside that funny viral videos is you can use your interlinker to point all of them to a money site. You'll link them all together, but then you'll point them to a money site or to a money URL. So all these videos, and you could have a virtual assistant go into your channel and create you all day long or for several days a bunch of funny cat videos, funny dog videos, and just use the funny videos, use the views on it to link back to a single money video. Okay? Jeff, you have anything to add on this?
Well, I'll tell you what I like about this. Even if you were not using the Interlinker, right? If you're somebody who gathers these videos and people start finding them in your channel and they start watching them one after another, right? You're creating an audience. And then when you do decide to use the Interlinker and you're going after something, you have something pre-done traffic strength-wise. Okay, because YouTube's going to see that you are a visited channel. That's going to make your link wheel stronger, the juice you're passing stronger. So, yeah, I hadn't thought of this before, Damon, until I saw your slide and your explanation of it, and I said that's pretty good.
Yeah, and like Jeff said, people are going to subscribe to your channel because they like the invisible bike cat. They're going to like and share and follow. So this, what it does is it does two things. Is it helps your channel authority on YouTube, and that passes a higher link juice value to whatever your money site is. And you can do just a interlink, just linking all these together inside the playlist. Okay. Let's go to strategy 6. Okay. I think this is going to answer some of the questions. Niche down for hyper-focused link wheels. Okay. This one was actually courtesy of, let's see if Russ is on the line. I don't see Russ on the line, but Russ Curran and I are, we both have been in the car industry for a long time. I think he's still doing a lot of marketing for some auto dealerships. And he asked about this. And if you have a channel devoted to exotic cars, and you get a lot of people viewing these exotic cars, and they could be YouTube Creative Commons, or you could just do slideshows of cars that you've taken pictures of. What you're going to have is you're going to have a lot of people focused on that channel because it has some cool exotic car videos. Well, the link power you're going to get from that channel is going to give you a higher authority on auto dealer sites, on auto-related niche-specific sites. And if you even focus it even tighter on the channel, let's say it's, I'll pick up Mini Coopers. You have a channel focused specifically on Mini Coopers, and you did that because you represent a Mini Cooper dealership in Santa Fe, New Mexico. So if you have a YouTube channel focused on Mini Coopers and it doesn't have anything to do with this car dealership, and then you go in and you charge the car dealership to build a link wheel on your channel, you're actually selling him link juice or ranking power off this link wheel strategy. So keep that in mind. This is very niche focused link wheels. You're going to get a little bit higher authority. You're going to get channel authority also, because people like, you have Mini Cooper fans. And once you're in that channel, you also want to go in, and you're the owner of the Mini Cooper channel. You want to go in and like other sites and or other channels that have something to do with Mini Coopers. And you could do that with, what's that called, YouTube Buddy. There's several that will, I think there's one inside of YouTube that you can do that does automated liking and sharing and commenting on other channels that are related to your keywords. Okay, does this make sense? This is a very niche focused, I should have had a Mini Cooper in there, but you would build a very niche specific channel or playlist, and then you would do a link wheel, sending it out, the money link out to somebody's Mini Cooper dealership. Okay.
Damon, I hope your folks have their pen and paper and you're taking some notes here.
We're getting a lot of good comments in here, and guys, y'all are going to get a replay of the video also. And I'll post up the PowerPoint on the replay page. Okay, number 7, offer this service for your clients. Now, I kind of went into it a little bit on number 6. You're a YouTube marketing expert. In fact, if you're within Penguin, I consider you a video marketing expert as well as a YouTube expert. You know something about video SEO. In fact, you probably know more than 99% of the people out there. So you're going to offer this as a YouTube marketing service. So in addition to creating videos, ranking videos on Google, and managing their channel, this could be another service that you offer is a interlinking feature. So then you would go in, you use your interlinker to link all the videos of your client's channel and add their website or their money site to get them outbound links. I'm guilty of assuming that people know to put their website link in a description on YouTube. I make that assumption because I'm in the business, and I've talked to clients, I've looked at their YouTube channels, and I am absolutely amazed they don't even have their website in the channel, or else they have the main landing page of a car dealership, and then they're talking about Mini Coopers as an example, that they could actually link to the Mini Cooper page of their website. So they could actually dive deep in the website, and they don't do any of that. And it's amazing how many local clients don't even have their website in the videos. Okay, so you're going to offer this service. Jeff, how long would it take if I had somebody's username, password, and their channel, and they've got, let's say, 30 videos about their business, and none of them are linked to their website? How long would it take running Interlinker to do the service?
Oh, not much time at all. I mean, probably, depending on whether they had to log into each one or if it was just in the same channel. If it's just in the same channel, less than 30 seconds a piece. Okay. But the beauty, you don't have to sit there and babysit it. You tell them to do it, and you walk away.
Well, and if you did this by hand, I know it would take you at least 4 to 5 hours. So you could charge a couple $100, maybe even $500 for this service. But the important thing is you could charge $500, but if you had to, you're bundling a bunch of services together, and this has a value of $500. You could actually throw this in free. I mean, this is not going to take any time at all to do. And that's, you know, this is one of those deals that's like on VidPenguin, is you can ping every single video of a channel or of a playlist inside of VidPenguin. And I have people that I know of, some of VidPenguin members, that are charging a couple of $100 for that. So just add this as a service, a bullet point of things that you would provide if you're talking to a local business owner. It's simple to do, but it does look like you've done a lot of work. And the way you explain it to a customer is you say, you take one video URL, you copy it to the next video URL at the bottom, and you make sure you have it right, and then you hit save, and then you put your money link, and you hit save again. And it sounds like it takes a lot of time, but really it takes about maybe a couple of minutes to even set it up and hit the easy button after that. Jeff, do you have anything to add before I move on?
Nope.
Okay. Go on to the next one here. Okay. Set up YouTube accounts to do this for other marketers. Okay. YouTube loves aged channels with extra, and they even give you extra ranking juice. So you can buy some aged YouTube accounts with lots of channels and fill them with viral-like videos. Okay, so we're going to go back to that other strategy where we're going to fill them with funny videos, Creative Commons videos. So you could have your virtual assistant, once you have your aged YouTube channel. And I think Michael Bose and Livestream Genius, I think they're still selling some aged channels that are, I know one of them, he was telling me about it, it was 10 years old and it had like 30 different channels inside of the YouTube account. He said he couldn't believe the price he paid for it. It was like $20. But you could take that and have a virtual assistant, or you could do this yourself. Just sit there and create videos all day long. Or better yet, turn on Livestream Genius and just load it with videos all day long. And build out that age channel. So now you have what we would call your Interlinker superstar channels. And you could run this and tell your customer or your client that you're offering this as a service. It's a YouTube ranking service, and you do this every 30 days. They get billed for it. Or you actually remove the interlinking and go to another client. Or you could use it for your own self. So you don't hold the links in there all the time. You're not selling them permanent links. You're just selling your client temporary links to get some linking power going over to other videos that they own or their own website. Okay. Does this make sense to you? I'm giving you ideas that you can use for local marketing, or better yet, we got some video marketers that you could work in conjunction with them, and you could run this side of the ranking and let them run the other side of the marketing of video marketing. So you could do the back end and actually work for other video marketers doing this. And you could do this for yourself. I mean, everything I say for a local client or for a business client, you can absolutely do for yourself.
Well, and I think we're going to come up in a slide or two. Is I don't want to preemptively jump there, but let's say that you're using this for, launch jacking to a particular, even getting down to a specific niche. The fact that you can change what that URL is for your money sites, right? The fact that software will take it off and put it back on. The same applies to the local client, and you can explain to them the whole concept of the interlinking, etc. or you can simply provide results. All right. A lot of times with my clients, I don't want to go through and explain the details of what I'm doing, because the first mistake a client makes is they think, well, golly gee whiz, I could go and do that myself. And that usually delays the sale for a week until they figure out that they don't want to go do it themselves, right?
Yep.
But with this, when you're changing your link juice from one client to another, because this one has decided, oh, everything's honky-dory, I don't need you, software can take the link off and put the new one on.
Yep. And that's the beauty of this, is the ability to remove the links automatically as well. Okay, we're going to go to strategy 9 here. Before I go, I want to make sure everybody is getting some thoughts and ideas and strategies, because at the end, I'm going to reward somebody with $50. Okay. This is a more advanced strategy. It's not hard to do at all, but this is what I call double up and stack your wheels. Okay. What you can do is you can reuse the same videos in a channel and keep building link wheels over the same videos. Meaning that description has as you're building a link wheel, has a URL in there from the previous video. You can keep adding URLs, building new link wheels without adding money sites, without going back up to the top of the YouTube description and changing that original link, that original money site. You can keep adding video URLs in there. So what you might do is you might create a YouTube link wheel of just videos inside of one channel. And then you can create a link wheel of videos just inside of a playlist in that channel. And then you could create a different playlist in the same channel. So some of your viral videos, some of these funny cat videos, could have a dozen different video URLs at the bottom of that description. Does this make sense? Give me a 1 if that makes sense to you. Give me a 2 if I lost you. I've got a few 1s coming in here. Okay. Okay. You can also use this to remove the money site link in Interlinker and just run the videos with different channels. That's kind of what we were talking about. This will create video descriptions with multiple video URL links at the bottom of the video descriptions. Now, what I'm going to tell you is go easy on this. Don't let others know you're creating link wheels with this. So it's not uncommon to have a YouTube description where you have 2 or 3 paragraphs and then you have 1 or 2 links underneath those paragraphs in the description. YouTube doesn't have a problem with it. But when you have 12 to 20 links that they're all different videos and you don't have a description of why you're putting those URLs in there, I've seen in my own experience those YouTube videos get pulled or they go blank. So what I tell you is if you're not going to put descriptions in above the URL to kind of explain why it's important in the description, you might only want to do 3 or 4 levels of link wheels. Okay.
Here's an aside to that to keep in mind. YouTube's basic policies say you're not supposed to do anything that takes traffic away from YouTube, right? Because they want people sitting around there watching their ads so they can continue to generate money. And you say, well, then what is the point of doing video if I can't take them somewhere else? Well, there are things that YouTube is tolerant of and things that they're not. And it's funny how it breaks down. But in our testing, and we do a ton of testing, we found that that if you say, let's say you've got a blatant affiliate video, and you say in your video and whatnot, you say click the link below. All right. We've lost channels over that. We'll start off and we'll get a strike against the channel, and 3 strikes and you're gone. Right. On the other side, on the other hand, if you say visit our website, and then you've got this money link up there, they seem to be a lot more tolerant to that. I haven't lost any channels of that. I'm not getting strikes against me when I do that. And I have to believe that, you know, if you turn around and you stack up, you know, 7, 8 links in your description, then they're going to turn around and look at that as you were simply trying to drive traffic away from YouTube. So you can get away with it. Are they more lenient? Are they more lenient if, I'm sure they would be more lenient if it's all staying inside of YouTube. But you're going to come to a point where you're going to start pulling up. You're going to start pulling up strikes. And I hate to lose channels.
Yeah, me too. I want to go, especially on my channels that I have a lot of videos, I have a lot of channel authority, is I don't want to risk it. Now, if it's one of my minion channels, shoot, that's what I test with. How far can I go before they ban me? But I'm not on my VidPenguin and Video Leads Machine. I'm not going to test YouTube to see if they're going to ban me with those channels. Okay, there's a couple of questions, a couple of twos in here. Jeff, I'm just going to kind of put some false login information. I'm going to hop over here real quick. Okay, what we're talking about on stacking the wheels. The first time you do an interlinker and you build your link wheel, and let's just say email, comma, password, comma, channel 1. Where are you putting your playlist? Right here? Would it be playlist?
Full URL for the playlist.
Okay. Oh, instead of the channel name?
Yeah. Well, no. You'll have the channel because the playlist is inside a channel. You'll have the channel name, comma, and then you're going to go the full URL for the playlist.
Okay. Full URL. Okay. So then I would do money page, and it could be a website. Money page, and I'm going to leave it open, and I'm not going to do anything here. Money URL with interlinking. Okay, so I would run this, and what it's going to do is it's going to build a link wheel around playlist 1. Okay, then once that's done, then I'm going to come over here, take that off. I'm going to run it again, but I'm going to go to channel 2. Actually, I'm going to stay in channel 1, but I'm going to run playlist 2. Okay? Now, I can have, let's say I have 5 videos. They can all be on 3 different playlists. So I can run playlist 2 with those videos in there. So what I'm doing is I'm putting my playlist 1 is going to be a normal playlist. My playlist 2 is going to be my viral video playlist. Playlist 3 are going to be my funny cat video. So that funny cat video is going to be in 3 playlists. So it's going to actually have 3 URLs at the bottom of the description. And basically I'll hit start, and then I'll come back and I'll run playlist 3. I hit start, boom. So that's the only thing I'm doing. I'm just changing the playlist, or I could change the channel. And I want to make sure, what I'm doing is I'm just stacking URLs on the bottom of the YouTube description of certain videos. And those videos would be on all the different playlists, the ones that I want to stack up. I hope that makes sense.
The way you just did that, though, would be unnecessary to run it 3 different times, because what you would actually do is you would put your stuff in there like you have it on that line for, say, your playlist 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now copy that whole thing down to the next line. Copy that whole thing down to the next top line, and then go playlist 2, playlist 3. So what it's going to do is it's going to log in, and it's going to do those one at a time, and you're going to end up with stacked links. You're going to end up with more than one URL at the bottom of the description. And when you go to remove those URLs, it's only going to remove one at a time, all right? One layer of URLs at a time. So you can run that same, you can have that same stuff in there, and then you can go to your remove the link wheel. It's only going to take off the last one that you put on. So if you've got 3 there, you may have to run that 3 different times.
Okay, so I would run, if I wanted to take off the link wheels, then I would go in here, hit remove link wheel, and then hit start. Oops, I just launched it. Okay. Yeah, and then I would, let me hit stop here. Okay. And then I would remove this link here, and then go back, utilities, boom, hit remove link.
Interestingly enough, if all 3 of those were in there, it would take them, it would cycle through, and it's going to remove 1 link at a time, but you're going to have 3 cycles because you've got 3 entries there. I'm just trying to point out that if you go in and you want to remove your links out of your link wheels, you either have to list it multiple times or you have to run it 1 time for each URL at the bottom. Am I confusing something? That little message you just came up tells me, Damon, that on this computer you don't have Firefox 4701 32-bit edition, because that's what you need to. All of our software requires you using Firefox version 4701, not 4701 minimum, not a later, not an earlier, just 4701.
Okay.
Probably just saved myself 4 support tickets.
Okay. Let's see. If I go to Firefox, I go to help.
The best way to find that is to go to Google. Okay, so you're running 4902. You need to be running 4701.
Okay. And
we use a driver called Selenium that talks to Firefox, and Firefox makes a completely incompatible change to Selenium. It takes Selenium a while to catch up, and then there's another layer there, you know, what we use to talk to Selenium, and so everything has to catch up over time. And so 4701 is the, and 32-bit is the most reliable version, and you folks that have Windows 7 instead of Windows 10, you're in even better shape.
Okay. So how would I roll this back to 4701?
Okay, so this is what you do. Open up a Google search box.
Okay.
And type in, how do I use an older version of Firefox?
Okay. So you just
And
go
click
to
on that top, right?
okay.
And when that comes up, scroll down this page a little bit, and it's got a link. It'll say website. Scroll down a little bit. I think you went a little far because there's a delay between you and I.
Okay.
So just go up a little bit.
Oh, directory of other.
Okay, so go there. Now you're going to go down to 4701. Glad people are seeing how to do this because all of our software has the same requirement.
Okay.
And just go to that where it says, yeah, 4701.
Okay.
And then choose Win32. And now go down and choose English. So ENUS, that's it.
And then click here.
Yeah, and it will because you already have Firefox, it's going to ask you if you want to update, and you say yes, even though it's actually going to an older version.
Okay. So then I would just run it.
Yep.
Okay. I may kill GoToWebinar if I did that.
Yeah, you may. It may be too late already. Yeah, it would kill GoToWebinar because it restarts your browser. The other thing I want to say to you, Damon, is that when you do that, and this is for everybody else out there, in your Firefox, go to the settings, and it's under Advanced. Go to Updates and turn off automatic updates. Otherwise, you'll drive yourself crazy. You'll say, I already did this.
Okay, it's under File or Tools. What did you say?
No. All right, go under Options. Go down to Options.
Okay.
Go down to Advanced. Update. There you go.
Check or never?
No, never check for updates.
Okay. And do I have to save it, or it's automatically saved?
Automatically saved. A little confusing there.
Okay. I'll come back and update that later. Okay. And I just wanted to point out, Funny Cat Video was on playlist 1, 2, and 3. So this is the one that's going to get 3 stacked links on there. Okay, let's see. I'll go back here. Kendrick, that's a great idea. I'm going to paste this in here. So what you're saying, this is the last stable version of Firefox.
Yes, for what we do, yes it is.
Okay, cool. Okay, let's go back to the PowerPoint. I think we got, let's see.
A little sidetrack there.
A little sidetrack, that's okay. Okay, so this is why I say it's a little bit more advanced. Is you have to think through your video. How many playlists are those videos are going to be on? Okay, number 10, remove your link wheels. This is a really pretty neat little deal. Is being able to take the link wheels down. It takes just the same amount of time almost as it is to create one, because you still have to go into each video, scroll down to the bottom of the description and take it off manually, but this will actually remove your link wheels for you. And we just kind of went in briefly about how to do it, and I accidentally started it. But you put your whatever series you want. See, I don't need that there. Okay. And then you would go over here to Utilities and just hit Remove Link Wheels. And it's going to take those URLs off the bottom of the description, and as well as the money link at the top. Actually, you would hit that to remove your money video URL. Okay? Or you could come in here, and this is neat, is you could change it from public to unlisted without building link wheels. So you could have a whole, you could do an entire channel, and you would just come over here and put your channel in here, and then you would come to Utilities and change video type. If you want to take them to unlisted, or you want to make a channel private, or if you think there may be a few of them, let's say you have 300 videos and 120 of them got tagged as unlisted. Well, you could go in and make every one of them public. Even if they're already public, it's just going to change them back to public. But this is the quick way to change status of all your video URLs. Okay, so that's kind of the 10 strategies. I hope all this helps. Jeff, do you have anything to add on this 10th strategy?
Well, I'll just tell you. See, when I had that put in there, it wasn't It wasn't, because that's a tool that's exclusive to video link wheels. It's because it was something I needed, and I didn't want to do a separate tool. It's obviously got its power place in terms of how we use it with the link wheels, but even if you use that just to make all of your videos unlisted or listed or private, that's a very useful utility in and of itself.
It really is. And what we had talked about earlier was, what if you have a client that says, I don't want to do any more video SEO? And you have another client that says, yes, I want to do video SEO. You can remove all the links, start all over, and push it over to, and you can just remove just the money URL instead of removing the links. Remove the money URL and put a new money URL in there. So this is kind of a neat little trick. I mean, just the time savings that you're going to have on it is incredible. These two little buttons are very powerful, and then this takes off your link wheels, or you change your video time without creating new link wheels. That's the important thing. Okay, so that is all 10 of my strategies that we've come up with. Now, what I'm going to do is, let's see, questions. Let me see here. Okay. I have a $50 gift card that I'm going to award to the best strategy that we didn't talk about tonight. So think of that as we're going through the questions. We're going to go back up to questions. I'm going to tell you the strategies. One of the strategies says, and I left this out intentionally to see if y'all were thinking, can you use other people's related content videos in a playlist which points to your video? You would need their username and password and the channel or the channel playlist, and you could go onto theirs, create link wheels, and point them to your video site. Now, why would anybody do this? Well, 98% of the people out there with YouTube videos, they don't appreciate the value of the link juice they've built. And so you could lease a position. This is the way I would describe it to somebody, is if they have a bunch of viral videos, they're gamers. This is a great example. Let's say you have an Amazon product, which is the Xbox 360, whatever, the latest, greatest Xbox 360. And you want to do a Black Friday Amazon special, and you're going to do a video, or basically you may send them to a page that has some coupons for this Black Friday on Amazon. Okay? So you're going to send them to a page first, and then that page is going to link to products inside of Amazon, so you can make an affiliate commission, or you may have a product you're going to sell inside of that page. Now, what you want to do is you want to go to some gamers that have hundreds or even thousands of videos of showing them playing the games, the Call of Duty or whatever games they play. And they may have, let's say they have 1,000 videos, and they've had them for 3 years, and people watch these videos of people playing games. But they don't know how to monetize the description. The video itself is monetized, but if you go into them and say, hey, listen, I saw that you have 1,000 videos, you've got a great channel, I would like to lease the description space from you for the next 2 weeks, and I'm going to send you a check for $100 or $50. You know, you'd want to shoot out with 50 first, okay? Then you could take his username, password, his channel or playlist, and let's say it's the channel, and you're building his own link wheel inside of his channel, okay? Then you're putting a money link in that interlinker before you start, and that money video is, or that money site is actually going to the page outside of YouTube, okay? So you want to, the way you would find this is, look for some gamers and look to see on their description, do they have any links in their description? If they don't know how to monetize. And tell them that you need it for 30 days, and at the end, you'll come back and remove all the links, or remove the money site and have them point it somewhere else. Or better yet, if you negotiate with somebody, call me after you're done with that promotion, and I may take over the lease. Or we may all swap it around and rent it for a year. But if he has no links inside of his 1,000 videos, one, he doesn't know how to monetize, and we're going to help him monetize, but we're not going to pay him retail either for it. And this little software that Jeff has made makes it so easy to, all you need is username, their email, their password, and their channel or their playlist. And you could set all this up. Okay, so that's a bonus strategy. But that did originally come from one of our VidPenguin members. Let's see if we've got some more strategies coming in here. Does everybody understand that strategy? Okay, I think we got some ones popping in here. Jeff, you got a question in there you could probably answer.
It's not showing up on my site. Could you read it, please?
Okay. Jeff, if you use BuddyVIP to identify a keyword that would rank as a video on Google, and then built a channel that link-wheeled other people's videos and pointed to the video you wanted to rank on Google, would this help that video to rank on Google?
Well, if you're using BuddyVIP, then what you've done is you've identified something that needed no extra help to rank. Purpose of BuddyVIP is to identify keywords that people have just missed, where you can instantly rank. So I don't see why you would need the link wheels, and that brings up another point. All right, I don't know if any of you have ever ate frog legs, right? But if you go out hunting for frogs, you don't shoot them with an elephant gun. Don't do more in your SEO than what you have to rank. Your goal is always to do the absolute minimum. That way, if you have to do a little bit more to overcome a competitor who stepped in, you have some place to go.
Yeah, and it comes back to our strategy. You only have to be a little bit better than the number 2 video or the number 1 video.
Exactly.
Okay, I think we've got most of the questions answered. Okay, there was a question in here. If that video was on page 2 of Google, would it push it up?
If the video was on page 2 and you turn around and yes. If the video is on page 2 and you turn around and you're building links to it, you're adding authority to it, yes, it's going to help push it up.
And now, it would push it.
How far it's going to push it is going to depend on how strong the stuff is that's above it, right?
Yep. Okay, there was a question, is there any way to pass link wheel juice to social media accounts?
All right, there's a big debate about, first off, think about what this term link juice means, all right? Because everything, a lot of people, when they talk about this, they want to go back and they want to talk about follow and no follow links and page rank and the way juice was distributed out and whatnot. When I look at the word juice, I like to think of the word good stuff, right? Because some things that don't necessarily pass juice still pass, don't pass, how do I want to say it? Well, it passes good stuff. You still get quality for a link, etc. here's another piece that I want you to think about. We don't do SEO for SEO's sake. Nobody pays us. Google doesn't write us a check just because we rank, right? The reason we do it is because we're trying to generate traffic. When we put a money link URL up there, we are trying to generate traffic. Don't take your eye off of the traffic ball. SEO doesn't pay you, the traffic does. All right? So yes, there's a two-sided benefit here. You're going to get something because you have this link that's to your site or to your video or whatever it is, right? Plus you get the traffic side. And I find that people who set the SEO sort of on the side, you still do all of your, your best on-page stuff that you can do. But don't make the SEO your priority, make the traffic your priority. And when you do that, you start to become a whole lot more successful because that traffic is going to increase your SEO for you. Does that make sense, Damon?
Yeah, and what you're saying too is, when you're saying don't make your SEO the focus, make your traffic the focus. A great example is six-pack abs. I tell everybody, if you buy VidPenguin to rank six-pack abs, you might as well not even try. But if you buy it to rank how to look good for women in Dallas, or how to look good for a day at the beach, you're ranking for long-tail keywords. All those long-tail keywords may get traffic. They're going to get smaller amounts of traffic. But if you're focused on the longer-tail keywords, the less competitive keywords, and you still generate the same amount of traffic as if you were on page 1 of how to get six-pack abs, then you've accomplished the same thing. You're out there to get traffic, not to get specifically a ranking on a specific keyword all the time. I know that's kind of hard, and what I tell everybody is rank your low-hanging fruit, and the low-hanging fruit is going to push it up naturally, organically, to the harder, more competitive keywords. When I do launch tracking, I go after a 4 or 5 word combination, and then I start pushing up on 2 and 3 word combinations. And it's just because I start getting a little bit of traffic everywhere. And I start, getting all the variations spread out. I'm going to be using this link wheel strategy. So I'm going after traffic. I'm not going, if I don't get ranked on one specific keyword, it doesn't hurt my feelings because I'm going after 20 different keywords. I hope that makes sense.
The cumulative effect of all of those keywords, all of that traffic that you're going after, that's going to give you the equivalent of that big keyword you were looking for, right? And the other technique you're talking about, Damon, I don't know if you know where that came from, right? But when you start going after the lesser stuff to build up to the bigger stuff, that's called serialization. It was the SEO brain trust that came up with that, and they looked at it like a serial killer, right? As you take down those smaller keywords, and you're building that traffic, and from an SEO standpoint, let's say you were to draw a pyramid, and at the bottom of the pyramid you've got 4 keyword phrase terms. These are your easiest ones to rank for. And then above that you've got 3, and above that you've got 2, and then you've got your crown jewel, right? If you knock off those bottom ones first and you go in order going up, by the time you get to that top keyword to do whatever work you're going to do on that, you find it's about 2/3 easier because you built this traffic and authority before you got there. Does that make sense?
No, that makes perfect sense. And that's what I always go after. Is I'm going after quantity, not the absolute best quality keyword. And it always works out. I'll look for, especially on local vendors, it's easy to rank a local vendor name, but if you're trying to rank for real estate in Dallas, that is a very tough word to rank for. But I go after different keywords surrounding the real estate. So anyway, I think we're going to, I have a winner. We haven't had a lot of great strategies tossed in, but the winner is Kenneth Doyle. So Kenneth, if you'll private message me your PayPal email, I will send you your $50 prize. And guys, I thank y'all for attending tonight. I will have the replay as soon as it stops recording. I'll have it rendered, and it should be available tomorrow. And I will send out also the PowerPoint to go with it. And then I'm going to give the replay to Jeff, and Jeff will also put it in the training for this particular program. Is that easy to do, Jeff?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, cool. So hope everybody had a good time tonight, and I know this was a 30,000-foot level. It was not a button-pushing method, but hope everybody enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next webinar. Bye-bye.